2020 certainly felt like a year of reckoning for many influencers. So many people were getting called out for creepy behavior, and combine that with the Me Too movement and you have even more powerful people in Hollywood all getting exposed for being creepy. Today on IO, we're going to be taking a look back at all the influencers that were exposed for this. But first, if you could do us a big favor and please tap that like button, we'd really appreciate it. And with that out of the way, let's begin. In number 10, Austin McBroom. The Ace family has just over 18 million subscribers and have become very well known for the pranks that they would play on each other. After taking part in online challenges and overall blogging their day-to-day life, people really started to love them. Although this family-friendly channel came under fire after the head of the family, Austin McBroom, started acting not so friendly. Austin's first point of backlash has to be when he took his wife's sister into, let's say, an erotic store, and then he filmed himself buying her a phallic lollipop. Almost every person was disgusted by this, and their subscribers definitely took a hit. In at number 9, James Charles. James Charles released an apology video in response to the allegations that he had exchanged inappropriate messages with people. Typically in a James Charles apology video, he shifts blame from himself, but James full-on admitted to his mistakes. He admitted to having engaged in a flirtatious conversation with two 16-year-olds, once from last year and again just recently, which was all exposed over TikTok. Although he is still standing by the defense that he believed both were of 18 years old. However, if we are going to be transparent with James Charles' intentions, then I would be remiss if I didn't mention that this apology came after he was replaced on the YouTube TV show that he co-created called Instant Influencer. With repeated allegations of inappropriate sexual behavior, it's safe to say that most people just want to see James Charles quit YouTube. In at number 8, Dirty Dom. This Dirty Dom character had been shaped and molded as part of David Dobrik's vlog squad, which often featured videos that bordered on reality TV, improv, and situational comedy. For years they had built a joke around Dom's character that he was a sex addict, but little did they realize just how far that he would take things. In the since deleted vlog video titled She Should Not Have Played With Fire, Dobrik filmed Dom's victim as she entered a bedroom with him and then uploaded the footage as some sort of threesome plot just a few days later. The traumatizing and unfortunate part was that the woman seen in the vlog was a victim of SA at the hands of Dom. In addition to that, she claimed that the group fed her and her friends alcohol despite them being underage. The allegations are clear and his own friends have turned on him and condemned him for what he did. In at number 7, Colleen Ballinger. Colleen has said before that she has always tried to directly engage with her fans, and due to the nature of how open she is about her life, sometimes she shares too many intimate details with them. Due to her cultivating this very young audience and naming a fan as the head of her fan club, Colleen started being accused of being a child. The claim came after Ballinger gave away lingerie during a live stream that she had purchased but never worn. Colleen went on to explain that when taken out of context, she understands why this would make her look like a terrible person. With no context, you just see a 30-year-old sending underwear to a 13-year-old fan. Very inappropriate, but as Colleen stated in her video, it was just part of the many strange things that she has sent to her fans in the past. While addressing that in particular though, Colleen said that she doesn't know what she was thinking at the time and realizes just how awful this was to do, which just goes to show you how much of her Miranda Sings character had really affected her real life and the decisions she was making at the time. Coming in number 6, Vitaly. Vitaly, this guy has always been a bit of a wild man and he finally got what was coming to him. This Russian-American YouTube star is well known for his prank videos and wild public stunts. He had garnered over 10 million subscribers who tuned in for his sometimes raunchy, sometimes dangerous content. Just last year he was arrested in Egypt for ignoring laws and scaling one of the pyramids even. Then more recently he was arrested in Miami after he allegedly attacked an unsuspecting woman who was out for a jog. According to the police report, Vitaly hopped out of his car and jumped in front of the woman with his arms open. He then tackled her to the ground, straddled her, and punched the woman with closed fists in the face and chest numerous times, all while she screamed for help. Luckily, there were people in the area who immediately notified the police, which caused Vitaly to stop the assault. Per the victim's report, she was left with a 2-inch laceration above her right eye that required stitches. She also notified the police that she had never even met the YouTube star before, nor did she know who he was prior to this attack. In number 5, J Station. With close to 6 million subscribers, J Station had cultivated a massive audience over the years of people that truly love to get scared by his content. Now clearly all of his videos were pre-planned, but that didn't really seem to matter. At one point in time, people really did love his content. Although as time went on, he never really grew with his viewers. The thumbnails had more clickbait, the titles were bizarre, and not too long ago he actually faked the death of his girlfriend. Oddly enough, they had just started a channel together, but for whatever reason he coerced her into making a video to fake her own death. People honestly had no idea if he was telling the truth or not until she made a video exposing him and his manipulations. It would have been bad enough had he just made that video, but then he monetized the video about her resurrection. It was all very bizarre, and from that he lost a ton of subscribers. In number 4, Danny Masterson. Danny was best known for his role as Hyde on That 70s Show, was charged with 3 counts of SA, and so far there had been 3 victims that have stepped forward with separate incidents that occurred between 2001 and 2003. All the alleged crimes are believed to have taken place at his home in the Hollywood Hills. If convicted, he is looking at a sentence of 45 years to life in a state prison. For those of you who don't know, Danny is also involved in the Church of Scientology. After the charges were laid against him, Leah Remini took to Twitter with joy that the victims of Scientology were finally being heard. This is most definitely an insinuation that the church had previously covered up what Danny had been doing in order to protect his image and theirs. Although we cannot confirm these claims, it does sound like something they would do. Back in 2017, he was fired from the Netflix show called The Ranch amid these allegations. He is still denying any claims made by these women, but with that much heat on him, it's unlikely that his acting career will continue. continue. In at number 3, Shane Dawson. Shane has had a weird obsession with younger people for a long time. He's repeatedly made jokes about very inappropriate things in regards to that for as long as he's been making YouTube videos. His comments have even extended beyond his videos and have made their way into podcasts. He's looked up inappropriate photos of kids and even made a family member of his engage in some very disturbing behavior just for his vlogs. He even said to her that he has people watching that enjoy these jokes and needs to give them that content. Whether that was a joke or not isn't the question, it's the fact that he thought any of this was funny to begin with. I seriously don't know how he still has fans after everything he's done. Coming number 2, Tayden. Tayden was an early adopter of the TikTok app and therefore made a giant mark on the platform. He became widely known for his funny yet brief comedy sketches, which usually featured a disheveled wig. With over 2 million followers and another 70,000 subscribers on YouTube, he certainly had a dedicated fan base. As soon as his popularity began to rise though, so did his controversies. Another TikTok star named Ian Allen accused Tayden of inappropriate behavior after meeting him on Grindr. He claimed that he didn't know that Tayden had a big following, but was interested in him regardless. In response to the accusation, Tayden tweeted out, "Never in my life would I have thought I'd be depicted as such a terrible person. It's never been who I am, I've definitely learned and I can't do anything else but let others kill me. Love you all who have supported me, thank you." So he didn't really even try to claim innocence, which just made his fans more disturbed by his actions. Last but certainly least, our number 1 spot, James Franco. No matter how many accusations come out against James Franco, he seems to just shrug them off and keep acting. So far he had 2 productions scheduled to be released in 2020, but as time goes on, more and more people began speaking out against him, and we could happen to see the end of his career from this. The only way I could see him continuing to act is by paying for most of the production costs himself. After allegations of inappropriate behavior and assault came out, Franco fired back at them with his legal team. A lot of these allegations too were coming from former students of his, and his response was to say that they were hungry for attention. The plaintiff's attorney said that Franco was using an aggressive effort to position himself as the victim and smear the reputation of the survivors that have come forward. This is a common tactic used by perpetrators of wrongdoing, and only time will tell if he is indeed innocent, although he has a long track record of creepy behavior that he still has yet to respond to. For example, the underage girl that he was trying to meet up with through Instagram, and when you have an actor that has accusations like this dating as far back as 2014, it's hard to imagine anyone wanting to hire him again. But guys, that has been the top 10 influencers exposed for being creepy, and before we get out here, I'm going to check out some of your comments from the video titled "Britney Spears denies Jamie Spears $2 million payout." Sarah Rideout says, "The fact that he wants $2 million just shows how scared he is to know he won't have his cash cow to rely on anymore. He should start putting out job applications along with his daughter as well." Oof. Could you imagine walking into a McDonald's and seeing Jamie Spears behind the counter? Strange times. Not Today says, "Jamie Spears can step down at any moment. It doesn't have to take months. He's choosing not to step down immediately. The process is to be done in baby steps, first removing James first, then working to end the conservatorship." Yeah, I feel like he's just stalling for as long as he can, to be honest. It seems like something he could just walk away from, and he's choosing not to. April Porter says, "Bartering is an exchange. He has nothing to exchange though, it's just blackmail." I mean, it certainly seems that way. Certainly seems that way. Android 95203 says, "Gross. If you weren't doing it for the money, then why do you need a $2 million payout?" Facts. Big facts, no printer. Tanya B says, "Honestly, this makes me so angry. That is Britney's money. I can't believe how corrupt these conservatorships seem to be. Wow." Hey, at least it's bringing it all to light now, and we can be more educated on the topic of conservatorships and truly see how corrupt they are in cases like this. But guys, that is the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Johnny Rogers, and until next time, stay classy, YouTube, or at least try.